Good morning, good afternoon, Shabbos everybody. Yudi Axer here, Parish behar bechukosai. Didn't really get to bechukosai yet. There's like 150 pages Sfas Emes on behar bechukosai. 130 are behar, and 20, 30 pages on bechukosai. So God will get to it maybe tomorrow, God willing. Really interesting parsha. Shemitah is one of those mitzvahs that has so much into it, and living in Eretz Yisrael. Actually, next year is Shemitah. And the question is, what do we really? What's the takeaways? What's the preparation for it? And all the Mefarshim really, go crazy, talk about this a lot. And some of the ideas, I won't say basic, but some of the basic takeaways is this is a reset button. It's a way to remember that the land isn't ours. Toshav, Ger Toshav, Imadi. That we're Ger Toshav. My good friend Sammy Morheim and Schulz showed me this Kli Yakar. What's this word? I go, dude, I'm telling you what the Kli Yakar is. I'm telling you right now. Just, you can save yourself some time. The point is, it's the equalizer. The rich people can't work. The poor people can get their stuff. It's the equalizer. Loans, things are back to status. Slaves go free. Yovel, land goes back. It's a great equalizer. And we're all going to be on the same level that we're directed to Hashem. That's kind of what Shemitah is all about, is to remember that we don't own the land, we don't own our wealth. Hashem, gives us shefa, and we have the wherewithal to make a parnasa, and we work the land 6 years, but we're supposed to always remember that's from Hashem. We're just borrowing the land. We're working the land, we don't own the land, which is why the Avera of Shemitah is Gullus. What's the connection? Is Shemitah Gullus? Well, if you don't show that you appreciate that Hashem is the owner of the land, you won't have the land. So that's kind of one of the classic takeaways about Shemitah that Sfas Emes brings. Kli Yakar says, or identical points. A second point where I saw this morning was a very interesting thought, is that because the question is, as someone asked me the other day, is, so Shemitah is just for farmers? So nowadays there's no Indian of Shemitah anymore. We don't have to care about that. We don't care about anything. Well, so in the olden days, one answer is in the olden days, people were farmers, so 90% of the people were farmers, and you had accountants, and you had people working on working shoes and stuff, and selling land, but people were farmers. Nowadays, most people are not farmers. Most people aren't working the land. You have the gardeners. 2 Shemitahs ago, the dollar was really weak, and the dollar went down to about three and change, 3 shekel per dollar, and we're getting hit pretty hard. And I spoke to the gardener about Shemitah, and the gardener was like, about a quarter of his business is gone this year, because Shemitah, you're allowed to maintain lawns, maintain the flower, you can't build new. He said to me, that's about a quarter of my parnas was just gone this past year. And I said to them, similar to all the Anglos, we were all working the American hours, dollars, and Shemitah year 2 cycles ago was down to 3. So literally from 4 to 3 is also a quarter. So we kind of felt a shtickle of the Shemitah. And the point of Shemitah, we said, is everyone should be close to Hashem. When you understand it's not your land, you understand we're here really to serve Hashem, and we put everything away, Bavatel, everything we have to Hashem, we learn Torah, and that's the highest thing we can get to, which is why Hakel, all gathered together, is the Chag Sukkos after the Shemitah cycle. That's when we're the highest level. We didn't work so much, we worked less or nothing, and we spent the year learning Torah, appreciating what Hashem gave us in Eretz Yisrael, and that's Shemitah. So the second piece I was mentioning, is that it's not just Eretz Yisrael that we're borrowing, but it's Olam Hazeh. And the Be'uri, Sfas Emes, they brings down that this is similar to the Malbim says. It's not that Ker Toshav in Eretz Yisrael, it's Olam Hazeh. So even if you want to say, well, it's just for the farmers, all those people in Beit Shemesh, no. Even if you're sitting in fancy Flatbush or Five Towns, there's an Indian Shemitah as well. To remember that Olam Hazeh, you're a Ger Toshav. We shouldn't spend our lives making your work the Ikar, and Torah's Tafel, and even the Sfas Emes says, even if you're working 3 hours a day and learning Torah for 1 hour, I don't know Some people don't want an hour a day. I know no one works less 3 hours a day, but even if you're working 3 hours and only Torah is 1 hour, Torah should be the keva. Torah should always be the keva. If you can always have your thoughts and your minds towards Shemitah, and that we're only here in this world temporarily, and our main purpose is focused towards Hashem. So Shemitah becomes something in an everyday life. Yovel becomes something in our everyday life, just like Shabbos. 6 days, we don't just forget about Shabbos. Every day we're working, looking towards Shabbos. Each day we work during the week is a mind towards Shabbos. So as long as we're mevatel and we realize that this world is just a tafel, we make Kedusha, we make Hashem the Ikar. Shabbat Shalom.